Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Surajji. Good morning, Sudesh. Whatever doubts you guys are having, please do ask. We'll start the streaming in 2 minutes. Very good afternoon, Peter. Good morning, Tosaf. Starting with what are the major things that we have to look for? Volume. आज के दिन के लिए first allocation perspectives will be looked in the preservance of the volumes. कल के दिन में मार्केट एक कंसोलिडेटिव मूव स्लो एंड स्टडी 300 पिप्स की डाउनफॉल दी थी with Asian session this high volume, correct? Henceforth हमारा ट्रेड ऑफ एक्शन प्लान शॉर्ट के लिए था exactly targets complete करने के बाद rejection. With rejection, what did you notice? Market was in iceberg zone, and immediately at the point post this news scandal, what do we notice? This is the news scandal. The next candle was a higher volume than the Asian session. So the plan of action was looked towards the long, but एक ही बुरी बात, we didn't had a setup to execute. 1H में setup था, but 15 minutes में setup नहीं थी. Henceforth, no trade-off executions were there post 9:30 in the market yesterday as per IST. आज के दिन में एक short के लिए trade-off action plan. Reason, the developmental plan of action which was high range of motion with this, right? With this plan of action, the drop has been followed through, right? So what are the next steps of action plan that you will be looking for? Intact level complete होना है, right? Intact level complete नहीं होता है and market इसी point of action से rejection ले रहा है, मतलब market will slow and steadily go till the intact range and then drop again to grab this diluted liquidity zone. Okay. Henceforth, till the current stage, what is the market current indications has been showcased as selling pressure, selling pressure, selling pressure. All right. In this 1 hour moment, what you notice? Do we have a selling pressure to conversion into a buying pressure? No. This is the only buying candle pressure what has been generated at the current scenario. Henceforth, we will not be looking for any kind of action plan towards the long at the current stage. अगर market ऊपर भी जा रहा है, then it's just to grab the diluted liquidity and continue the movement towards the short. Okay. So following through this 1 hour movement action plan, what are the next steps that we'll be following at this stage? Right? Coming down to 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, what are the market indications that we are having? From the scenario point, कल के दिन में जो last trade of action plan था ये था, उसके बाद if you notice there is no action plan to execute, right? So with this plan of action, one thing, because यहाँ पे trade of action था but execution हम लिए नहीं, because if you notice the SL is of 300 pips. That's not our cup of tea at any possible given scenario, right? With that, market completed the supply. Post completion of supply, first indication 150% rejection, right? With this rejection, if you notice, definitely setup create tha, but volume 1 hour mein nahi thi, right? So henceforth, market continued the movement. With the market continuity, LG points created. With the LG point creation, what are the next steps that market had followed? Completed supply 200%. With completion of supply 200%, drop allocating point. जब drop allocation शुरू हुआ, what are the first major things that will be taken under the consideration? Stability movement action plan 1, first come first serve, right? So this is the first come first serve. What you'll be taking as a map? 1, minimality M1, 2, right? 200% rejection. With 200% rejection, what is the next thing? Surplus allocation. So this is the entire surplus movement what you'll be taking, right? From the high wick till 150% rejection zone and 200% rejection zone. Okay. Plotting 1, dilution, break and continue, setup formation with S2B1 and drop, demand 200% completion, right? So with this demand 200% completion, what are the current scenarios? First come, first serve, point of interest 100% के range में ही है. On the break and continue, we'll multiply it. अगर conversion देखना है intact level तक की motion range का, then what are the next plan of actions that will be working? On the break, we'll be multiplying the scenario of 150 and 200. Okay. Followed through the movement action plan. What are the next steps that you have to look for? Panic executions mat dekho. Sustained movement action plan is what we will be looking for. Any doubts in gold? Please do ask. Good morning, Prakash. Only on the break of 100%, 150. Good morning, Arya. Good morning, Varun. No worries here. Sir BTC आ रहे अंबिका शान शॉर्ट में हो 91 182 पे सॉरी 91 182 पे एमटीएस लगा लो. So where have you taken the trade of BTC? 92 677, 93 913, 94 222. अगर मार्केट आज के दिन में कंटिन्यू करना है ना, हाँ वो लॉन्ग का एमटीएस ही लेट हो गया हमारा परसों का। हाँ अगर ये फॉलो थ्रू में नीचे आना है, लेट द मार्केट क्रिएट ए सस्टेनेबल डाइल्यूशन, डाइल्यूशन आने दो, उसके बाद कंटिन्यूटी इन द एक्शन प्लान देख सकते हैं। ओके एनी डाउट्स इन गोल्ड गाइस? कैन वी मूव टू बीटीसी? गुड मॉर्निंग समत। How are you? How is the trading going on? Is this considered as S2B1 setup? Conclusional pressure of selling, intact illusions, with intact illusions, continuity in the drop. There are three types of S2B1s. For beginners, we have given only first candle red, second candle red, third candle intact and continue. No, sir, no doubts. Let's move to BTC. कल के दिन का ट्रेड ऑफ एग्जीक्यूशन 1, मूवमेंट, रीडेवलपमेंट, एग्जैक्ट शॉर्ट किए थे हम विद द शॉर्ट फॉर्मेशन 150 तक का ही टारगेट थी, 1000 पॉइंट्स। पोस्ट दैट नो ट्रेड ऑफ एग्जीक्यूशन वाज देयर, henceforth 92,000 लॉन्ग था। Followed through the movement of S2B1 again, beginners entry, followed with Trishul formation के साथ। How is the first mapping looked in the scenario? Scenario 1 mapping, first come first serve, 1, break and continue, 2, right? So with break and continue, 2, continuity in the movement. When there is a continuity in the movement, second serving will be taken under the consideration. So this is the second serving what we'll be looking for, mapped under the scenario. Break and continue 200%, right? The next range of motion, definitely in the panic situations, trade of execution to nahi mila hai, but the movement was rediluted in the structure. You have the second and third confirmation of 4 hours minimality M1. Scenario allocation dekhna hai. Then get into the third, third survey. Third serving will be the entire movement of the previous, which is marked as 4 hours allocation. Break and continue. This is the allocation what you will be looking for, right? So followed through This mapping will be easier. Selling pressure in 1 hour. With the selling pressure, first come first serve allocation will be taken directly from the second serving. Why? Because the wick range will only cover the first serving. अगर ये allocation हम लेंगे, wick पे mark करेंगे, high wick range है, तो 100 and 200% दोनों इधर ही cover हो जाएगा, correct? So henceforth, we'll not take the first serving, we will take the second serving directly. Right? When we take the second serving, what are the next major allocations that we'll be looking for? Remapping in the structure, break and continue. With break and continue, rejection was taken under the play at 150 and 120% with 120% continuity in the moment, 200% range, 200% range of motion, break and continue. First come first serve allocation will be taken in the play, high wick ranger from high wick to the green wick range, reallocating the structure from the base of the retracement point, break and continue. With break and continue, a movement expected for next is 150%. Okay. So direct entry will not be taken under the scenarios at the current stage. We'll look for an add-on in perspective of one more dilution creation with the dilution creation continuity. The first action plan will be henceforth taken under the plotting of this, right? And यहाँ पे त्रिशूल formation या setup formation develop होती है, then only we'll look for an execution, not prior to that. Because major impact I need is at 91023. So अगर वो मिलता है, then we can look for a redevelopmental structure to execute the trade plan of actions. Okay. So these are the few major things that we will be following in BTC and be in the direction, not going against it. So the next to be one, which is first, second, and third weeks. किसमें सुरेश जी? सुरेश जी आपने ITL मार्क किया है ना आपके एनालिसिस में सेम पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन पे है वो नहीं नॉट इंटरेस्टेड yet. Got it, Suresh? Where have you marked the ITL? सुरेश जी वो वाला नहीं सुरेश जी आज का दिन का 11th में आप एक ITL मार्क किए हो करेक्ट वो शॉर्ट का हो गया आपका जो मैपिंग है ये वाला जो है वो आके आपका शॉर्ट का हो गया लॉन्ग का आपका ITL यहाँ पे है करेक्ट तो एग्जीक्यूशन पर्सपेक्टिव ड्रॉप पॉइंट सेलिंग प्रेशर डेवलपमेंट इंटैक्ट जोन ऑफ एक्शन ITL का ऊपर कन्वर्जन फ्रॉम ग्रीन टू रेड अगर यहाँ पे नोटिस कर रहे हो ऑन दिस डेवलपमेंटल पॉइंट ओके सो ये रेंज ऑफ मोशन में एग्जीक्यूशन थी गुड मॉर्निंग नीलेश okay got it thank you BTC yesterday after a 4,000 points move, we were expecting it to retrace 50%, 2,000 points to grab the diluted liquidity and continue the move up. And for this time, the volume was in IB zone. But later, after volume breakout, it went up, didn't break the high, but now coming down to cover the intact. How to look at this? BTC में वॉल्यूम चेक मत करो. Allocations of supply and demand, minimality, surplus, and TTS 2.0. These are the only levels what you will be looking for in BTC. Okay. Formation of threshold is very much important. With formation of threshold is important, the trade-off execution will be taken under the consideration. Can you explain the variation check or threshold? कैंडल ए एंड कैंडल सी का जो रेंज ऑफ मोशन है उस रेंज ऑफ मोशन का अलोकेटिंग पॉइंट 6% से 30% के बीच में रहना चाहिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if the allocation is towards a short, this is your A candle, this is your B candle, and this is your C candle. Correct? The difference between A to C candle in bearish scenario should not be more than 6% to 30%. The difference, same scenario will be looked in pursuance of towards the long A candle, B candle, and this is the C candle. The variation should not be more than 30% to 6% in the formation. Okay. Sir, can you explain sustainable dilution? Prakash, पहला step by step पे आओ. Get your analysis right for 90% plus, then we'll talk about sustainable dilutions. Okay? No hard feelings. अंबिका लॉट साइज कम करो. 800 पे आओ. एशियन सेशन. हंट होता है तो होने दो, प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. But just make sure one thing, that getting into the trap is not the only option what you guys are having. BTC में एक डेवलपमेंट आ रहा है. छोड़ दो यार. Follow it in the book, it's mentioned. अभी 22 मिनट्स है, रहने दो, नो हरी एट ऑल। नहीं नहीं यार, इतना जल्दी नहीं, वेट करो। Has to be one add-on running with 40 pips। भाई शांत हो जा, सुबह सुबह। जूम पे मैसेज कर, कितना भी करना है, यूट्यूब में नहीं। उड़ाओ इसका ऐसे। Stream will be there for next 10 minutes. Whatever doubts you guys are having, please do ask. इतना कॉन्फिडेंस सही है। एक मैसेज आया है, ठीक है, क्रेजी मैसेज। ये फेक है करके पता है मेरे को, बट मैसेज पढ़ के सुनाऊंगा, सुन लो। ओके, 5 loans करके कुछ है। You are eligible for 5 lakh rupees loan which can be transited within next 5 minutes without any documentation. Minimal steps, quick process. ओ भाई साहब, पहला मैसेज आया है सालों के बाद। आई थिंक नंबर कहीं पे गलत ऐप पे चला गया। सर जाते जाते निफ्टी वाला क्वेश्चन डेफिनेटली यार। ब्रेक होना है, डिमांड 200%। अंबिका, एमटीएस स्टार्ट कर ले। उस कंपनी को पूछो, उधर ही है तो बता देना, हम चुका देंगे। सही है। ब्यूटीफुल गाइस। वरुण तुम्हारा स्क्रीन शेयर कर दो यार। फॉलो थ्रू में रहना। S2B1 का एंट्री कहाँ पे है तेरा? ओके, 4251.319, ग्रेट। एक मैसेज भेजा है वो चेक कर लो एंड जहाँ पे भेजा है वहां पे ही रिप्लाई करो यहाँ पे नहीं शॉर्ट विद सेटअप 30 pips रनिंग सर तो सिर्फ ब्रेक होना है ब्रेक नहीं होगा तो ट्रैप हो जाओगे 50% क्विक क्रिएशन के बाद एग्जीक्यूशन हुआ है सो बी वेरी सेटअप के साथ 90 पिप्स चलते रहना चाहिए था आपका ट्रेड थोड़ा लेट हुआ सर लेट हुआ तो छोड़ दो तो सिर्फ नेक्स्ट सेटअप में एंट्री करो FOMO, greed, everything needs to be kept aside. हाँ परफेक्ट है उनसे बात कर लेना एक बार रुको मैं कॉल कर रहा हूँ स्मिता मैम एक मैसेज भेजा अरुंधति मैम को भेज सॉरबेरीज करके एक नया पब ओपन हुआ मस्त है जगह जाते हैं कर कैनवॉर ग्रुप्स का टुमारो इज फ्राइडे BTC में प्लान बन रहा है बनने दो 6 मिनट है अभी। निफ्टी का भी एलोकेशन देख लेगा। सायोनारा। कहाँ तक थी ये? 200% मैपिंग। निफ्टी कब से स्टार्ट कर रहे हो? जैन से करेंगे। 1 2 100% break. Drop point allocation 1. Redevelopmental structure. Break and continue. 200%. Remapping structure 1. is to be 1 के साथ movement. Gap of opening. Break and continue. 200% rejection. Demand allocation first come first serve. Remapping. Minimality M1 formation. Sorry, M2 formation. 200%. Break and continue. Sustainable movement. Second serving will be taken under the plate. Same M1 formation. 150%. 200%. 150. 200. Next play. First come first serve. Reallocation point. 200% break and continue का allocation तो हमारे पास है. With this serving point of action, allocation 0.2. 150% rejection. Supply mapping, first come first serve. %100% break, not sustained. Beginner allocation, redevelopment of first come first serve supply. Stability movement, followed with beginner allocation. First come first serve moment allocation, followed with break and continue. target point allocation. Okay. Nilish, hope it's cleared. Red. नेमिंग दे दो सर. जिस दिन नेमिंग स्टार्ट हुआ समझ लेना उस दिन से ट्रेड एग्जीक्यूशन स्टार्ट हो गया. Red, 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 green, 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 red. So whichever concepts, whichever strategies, whichever rules, whichever formulations you guys are following, I don't care. Make sure you do 6 months of back testing, 6 months of forward testing, 1 month of live analysis. Come with a smaller capital compounded by following a proper risk to reward. Remove fear, greed, and FOMO from your mind. How can you do it? By doing meditation, reading books, and yoga. You're deploying your hard-earned money, so make sure you don't give it to manhandle it, nor follow tips to execute. First learn, then earn. Psychological way, it's your mindset, your analysis, your executions, your profit, your loss. So you will be having the growth rather someone else. This is Nitesh signing off. Happy weekend. मिलते हैं मंडे को. तब तक के लिए take care. Bye bye.